My name is Raghav Agarwal, and my first point, and I'm on the side of canteen should not be mandatory in schools. So my first point is in canteen we don't know the food is old or it's fresh, and due to that children can get ill. This was my first point.
Excuse me, Raghav.
Yes, Shashwat.
Yes, I understand that your point is correct because in the canteen they make food. Because in the canteen they make food very badly. Because ma'am, because I was because I was eating one time the samosa, so that time I got something and that was really bad. Then I threw that away, and from that time I didn't eat it that again. This was my point.
Shashwat, I want to say something on your point.
Yes, you can say.
I want to say that you are right. Canteen food can be so bad, but canteen food can be good, and there is a taste of everyone. Everyone has different taste, so it can be happen that which you doesn't like that anyone else like. So we can't say that canteen is so bad. And Raghav's point was there that canteen gives old food. So it can be happen that canteens give old food, but it can also be happen that canteen give not old food. You think that canteen is giving us old food. So, and my point is there, if any teacher, not about students, teacher doesn't break their own tiffin, so they can go to the canteen, and my point has been finished.
Raghav, I have a point for you.
Okay, man, you.
You were telling that canteen food are bad and canteen food are old, but it happens only with some of the school, with not every school. And if children will not carry the food, so how he will eat the food from canteen? He or she can eat the food, otherwise he cannot eat the food.
Mank, I have a point on yours. Mank, see, we don't know which school is giving old, which school canteen is giving the fresh food. So we can't say that some school gives old food, some fresh. But it can also make us ill because sometimes when we buy something, and that something bad can be also there.
Excuse me,
Once
I want to say something on Anika's point.
Nitash, let me complete my point.
Okay.
Once time there was an bomb in the samosa of canteen. So this was my second point.
Anika, I want to say something on your point. As
Yes,
you
please.
said that it can happen that some schools, canteens give good food. So how will you know that this food is good or not? And my second point is that there are many housewives in the canteen of our school. So as you know that housewives sit on garbage and then on our food. That can make us ill. Yes, yeah. But I will say on your first point, the first point was how you can judge. Some canteen, I think so. according to me, some canteen are like there are some means what we they are making food after 2-3 minutes, and they are taking it in my school. There is 2 room of a canteen. One room they make and one room they give. I do because I have seen them making. There is a door and I see from here. So I saw that they are making. So that's how we can judge it. And if the food is it's so cold, it's not that much cold, but cold. So we can judge that it is not. And of the flies, yeah, on the fly point, I can say that on the fly point, they can cover the food, and I think so. They are covering the food in my canteen. So this was my point. That,
I want to say a point on Anika's point.
Anika, I want to say something on your point.
yeah, please.
I understand your point, but Nityan's point is correct because he said that it is old, and Raghav also. Yes, and that is absolutely correct because they cover the thing with the newspaper, and everybody touches that newspaper, and anybody don't know that if their hands would be washed or not. The one who touched it. So it could.
I have a point on. Okay.
Yes, Raghav, please.
Yes.
I have a point on Anika's point. Anika, see, the canteen workers can also reheat the food and give it to us. So we can't judge it like that. If the food is cold, so we can consider it as old. And if the food is hot, so it is not old, it's fresh. So that's not like that. They can reheat the old food. And that's my third point.
Excuse me. I want to say something on Mayank's point. As he said,
Yes, Nityans, please.
Mayank, as you said that one second.
Okay, now I would like to Mayank speak something. Yes, Mayank.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I was telling that some of the students who did not bring their tiffin box, and ma'am, if they will not bring the food, they will feel hungry, and ma'am, they will feel also sad that they didn't get the food today to eat, and ma'am, if
They
they
don't.
will. Yes, ma'am. They don't eat the food, they will feel hungry. And ma'am, if the child or the student go in the canteen, so ma'am, Nityans was also correct that they did not wash the hand, but it is not. But it is not true, ma'am, because some of the school only did that, and in in va- in very in the cities like Mumbai, Bangalore, and in the small cities they did not wash their hand in the school canteens. But ma'am, in the big cities like Mumbai, Bangalore, Tiruvananthapuram, like all these cities, there the employees, there the cooker, they which prepare the food, they wash their hand and they maintain very and they make the food व्हाट इज द इंग्लिश ऑफ बहुत अच्छे से बनाते हैं ना कुछ गड़बड़ करते
They prepare the food while taking care of all the hygiene.
they prepare the food well for kids to eat. Ma'am, that was my second point.
Okay.
Ma'am, I have a point on Mayank's point.
Okay, Nityansh wants to say something. Let him finish. Then I'm coming to you. Yes. Yes, Nityansh.
Yes, I want to say something on your point. As you said that if somebody do not bring lunch, so how will it? So the class teacher of that student can give him little bit of all children's food. And your second point, that in the big cities that they wash hands and do whole cleaning. But what about the other schools? What about the other schools? Please tell.
I have a point on your I have a point. So Nityan's first uh, that you were telling that in the canteen some of the students did not get the food and they take the food from students, but some of the students are don't sharing that their food, so how they will eat the food? Tell me this point.
Ma'am, I want to say something on your this point.
Okay, I will definitely give you a chance, but it's been a long time. Shorvi is waiting for her turn. So, Shorvi, you may unmute your mic, and would you like to say something to both of them? What do you think of it?
Ma'am, I am correct with Mayank's point, but the students is also have to bring their food. It's their problem, and ma'am, in my school, ma'am, we don't allow to go in the canteen. So if in Mayank school also, ma'am, not allowed to go canteen, so how they will eat food? Mayank, please tell me the answer of the point.
Yes, you are telling the truth, but it is not compulsory that, and if the students are hungry and don't getting the food, then then they will then they will then their best friend also, if their best friend are in their school, so best friend uh, did not deny them, because the best friend are the true friend of our life, and they will give us the food. And if the if the our classmate is not our friend, so he will not share the food, so we can eat the food with our best friend in the school.
But accordingly, if you are saying this, Mayank, so accordingly, we don't require, or canteen should not be there in the canteen. And if it is not there, there is not a big deal. It is fine if canteen is not there in the school.
Ma'am, I have a point on Mayank's point.
Yeah. Yes, Raghav.
Mayank,
Yes.
if anyone, if the best friend even didn't share food, so what he will do? If best friend is sharing, but he don't eat this food because of its region,
He
so
doesn't.
what that person can do then?
Please pardon, I am not understanding your point.
Okay, he is saying if his or her friend is not ready to share the food, so what would be the next step of yours or anyone's else who actually?
I also said one more thing, ma'am.
Okay.
And if even their best friend is ready, but because of their region, they don't eat that food. So what the child will do then?
Ma'am,
say
I want to say the point to Raghav.
Yeah, go for it.
Raghav, if children will not carry the food, and he will tell to his class teacher or his or her subject teacher. So they will did not deny them, and they will tell to the child or our best friend who are not sharing the food. And if ma'am will tell, so they can don't deny the ma'am, and they would give the food who did not carry the tiffin with them.
And my one point was also that if his or her is ready to share, but the child who has not brought his lunch don't eat that food because of his or her region. So what the child will do?
What are you trying to say, Raghav?
Just giving an example. Shashwat is Jenny. He don't eat onion. And if someday Nityansh and I have brought food made up of onion, and Shashwat has forgot to take his lunch, so he wouldn't eat our lunch. We can't share with him.
Raghav,
So I mean
food
like
is
that.
food. If it is of any of the vegetable and our friend is sharing, so we have to eat that food. And if we will not eat the food, then the God will be angry with us. Because ma'am, because Raghav, we are wasting the food. And which our friend bring, so we have to eat.
Okay, now let
Mayank,
Ayushman say something. Let Ayushman say something. Yes, Ayushman.
Ma'am, that Mamayang says that we should share with our friend, ma'am, but we can't share whole tiffin with with the child who has not bring lunch. So when we share to, what should
Okay,
the
I
other
think
child will do?
we have just come on the wrong way, because the topic was actually related to the canteen, not to not for the sharing food. Okay, so we are just keep discussing on this one only. So kindly bring the topic and come in the zone again.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, I want to ask something to Raghav and Mayank. First,
Okay.
Mayank was on that side, that canteen should be there. Then he changed to his side. He came, that canteen should be not there. And first, Raghav was canteen should be there, but he changed his side and he become canteen should be there.
Yeah, that's
What
why I
happened
just
in the class?
interrupted. They have just changed the topic. Okay. So kindly take
Ma'am,
care
but
of
I
this
am
thing.
Ma'am, but I am accept with Anika's point because uh, canteens are canteens are good for uh, canteens are good for school for especially day boarders. In my school, day boarders and hostelers, for their especially the canteens are most important.
Excuse
Okay.
me, ma'am.
Yeah,
I
you are
want to,
excused,
ma'am,
Shashwat.
I want to say something to Mayank's point.
Okay.
Ma'am, as Mayank said that uh, canteen should be there. So I agree with him, but in schools it should not be, because the the food that we the thing that we eat, it is not fresh. They just give us of any of anything that they have, that they see over there. So they just take that, and they don't even just take a proper look that it is good or not. They just put that up and just take it to canteen, and then they make the food.
Okay. Now, Shorvi, you speak up. Shorvi, you speak up yours one.
I want to say to the Mayank points that he said that in schools canteens are required, but I think that canteen is not required because if the student know that the canteen is there, so he will always go canteen or sometimes, but and then after some days he said that I am ill, and then ma'am says that how you get ill. So so student will say that in the canteen I get ill, in the canteen because of the canteen food I get ill. So is the meaning that in the school it is naming the school to having the ill.
Okay. So now, Anika, what do you want
Ma'am,
to
I
say
have
on
a
it?
ma'am. Ma'am.
Yeah,
Ma'am,
Raghav.
I was on the point of Shorvi's point that Shorvi said that it should canteen should be not there. I asked to my mother. Mother said if mother doesn't bring the food, she go in the canteen. She is a teacher in a school, so if only not for students, teacher also they can take the canteen, and student how does canteen one doesn't give the without giving them money. So how does the children get money from their parents? So parents will know that the children is taking money from them for the canteen, so they will not give them money.
Okay, I want to stop everybody right here, and we are having, as you know, running short of time. So I want a final statement from each of you, those who were discussing on the topic. So let's start from Raghav. Yes, Raghav. The final statement I just want.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, I heard a case of one of my friend.
No,
He studies in 8th class.
according to you, just mention it, because as I said that we don't have much time to bring it long. So please.
Ma'am, according to me, we don't know that the material which the canteen workers are taking, it is old or fresh. Canteen workers also don't know. They just
Okay.
take and make and just give it to us. And if the food will be old, so it can make us ill. So,
Okay.
ma'am, this was
Now,
my
okay, so
last
that's
issue.
why according to you, it should not be there. It should not be
Yes, ma'am.
mandatory. Okay. Now,
And
sure.
I
Sure.
want to add one more thing in my point.
Okay.
And students will not eat their homemade food.
Stop shaking
And
your
they will
hand.
ask,
Yeah.
and children will ask their parents to give them money. And if the parents deny, so they will just shout, cry, and demand them money.
Okay.
And if their parents give them money, and says that you should also finish your homemade food. So the students will not first finish the homemade food. First they will go to canteen, and then if they will be hungry, then only they will have. And
Oh,
one case happened in which the student of our class just went to the canteen and had food, but she did not finish his homemade food.
okay. Now, Shorvi, what do you want to say?
I want to say that canteen should be there, but only for like after the fifth class. Because ma'am, if they will go canteen, um, in my first point I said that they will name the school, and the second point, ma'am, they will make a habit of going in the canteen, so they will not eat the homemade food, and my not eat the homemade food. And my father said that homemade is the best food for eating, and it is healthy also. And my third point is that the canteen cooks make the food like they did not know that this is a fresh fruit, yeah, this is a it is a fresh vegetable. They only make the thing that they want to eat, and they served. They did not look that it is
They
fresh
do not.
or
Do
not.
not.
They do not look that it is fresh or not. They make only and give them, and they will like give some ma'am, like if the samosas are not packing, like serving in a plate, and ma'am, what we say banana in English?
What?
Bhen